Leo, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Leo love reading. In this Leo reading today, we are going to take a look at how your romantic person of interest really feels about you here in March 2025. We're also going to look at what they're thinking about you, what their intentions are toward you, and what their most likely actions are going to be as we move through March 2025. Then I'm going to get you some advice from the universe on how to navigate the situation you're finding yourself in with this person. So let's get started. Let's get 3 cards for how does Leo's romantic person of interest really feel about Leo here in March 2025, please. Let's get one more. Okay, we're taking an extra one. No biggie. Let's see, what do we got here? Where you go? Making me dig for it. Let's see what we got. Underlying their feelings for you, Leo. 6 of Swords. This is Aquarius energy of moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving the rough, choppy waters of the past behind, moving away from something painful and moving forward into the future. At this stage, we're at the 6 of Swords, so the 5 of Swords has already happened. Some mentally and psychologically painful situation or event has already taken place. And you can't do anything to change the past. It's already happened. It's already over with. And this card is about moving into the future and the implied choice that comes with doing that. Are you going to carry forward the burden that this painful thing caused into your future with you so it continues to weigh you down and hold you back? Or are you going to leave that burden behind and carry forward with you the lesson you learned from going through that painful thing so that something like that doesn't happen again? So that's kind of underlying their feelings here. It's an energy of like moving away from something painful and leaving it behind and moving forward. Right behind that is the 8 of Wands. This is Sagittarius energy. This is a very fast moving energy. It's rapid back and forth, passionate communications. It can be rapid forward movement or progress on something that there's a lot of passion and desire for. This can just be a whole lot of energy coming at your person all at one time, where it would be like too much to handle all at once, too much to process and deal with all at one time. So this can feel like a really overwhelming amount of energy. I usually get that when something's happening really fast and it's like, what the hell's going on? Out of left field somewhere. Right behind that, I have the King of Pentacles. This is Taurus or Virgo energy. This is like a husband type of an energy here. It doesn't necessarily mean like legally married husband. It can be the person who's trying to build their life around you or that you're trying to build your life with. It could be a husband. It could just be some like stable, committed other person, the other half of the equation about combining lives together. The card about shoots out of my hand because it wants me to show you the one underneath it. The Queen of Pentacles is here. This is Capricorn energy. This is like a wife energy here. We got like husband-wife energy or very committed, like living together, engaged, or going down that kind of a path here. So, leaving something behind, overwhelming or really fast movement here. And then I've got like husband-wife energy and 4 of Swords behind it. This is Libra energy of taking a pause, taking a rest, taking a break. This is like the minor arcana version of the Hermit. It's in the Hermit, you don't really have a choice in the matter. Like something happens and it kind of forces you inside yourself to do some soul searching. And this is more like a choice. It's like choosing to go inside to either heal something or choosing to go inside to try to like calm my mind down so I can think clearly about something. 4s represent stability and Swords represent the mind or the thoughts. So this would be like stabilizing the thoughts, stabilizing the mind, trying to calm the mind down. I get this card a lot when someone is doing a lot of thinking about something and there's so much noise and chatter in their head from all the thinking that they're doing that they can't figure out what to do. They can't hear their own intuition, their own internal guidance. So this is like, shh, calm down, relax, and you'll figure out what to do here. So there's the potential here that we have some sort of a pause or a break in the relationship between the two of you. And like whether you're living together or married or going down that path, we could have some kind of a pause here or some wait, this is happening really quick. Let me slow my roll here and do some thinking about this. But that's what's underlying this person's feelings for you, Leo. When I look at their actual feelings that came out, 2 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, and 2 of Swords. 2s are choices and decisions, and that's surrounding their emotions here for you. The 2 of Wands is Aries energy. This is a fork in the road. It's a crossroads. It's a decision point. It's a decision about what is it I want my world to be like? What do I want from my life? And which of these 2 paths is going to get me to that thing that I want? But you can't turn left and right at the same time. So it's not just about which path am I going to choose and go down. It's also about which path am I going to leave behind me. So they have some sort of a choice here about what they want in their feelings for you. 5 of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. 5s are conflict and change. This is abandonment. This is being cast aside, being left out in the cold, discarded, walked away from. This is a breakup kind of an energy here. So it's looking like your person contemplating, do I want to break up or do I not want to break up? Am I leaving this behind? Sometimes this is an energy of leaving the relationship behind because it's been painful and moving into the future. But sometimes this is just there's something painful has happened in the relationship. And sometimes like this can be moving forward together and leaving what has happened in the past where it belongs and not carrying that forward with us so it keeps affecting us. I'm not sure yet exactly what's going on, but we have some sort of a decision point about what do I want and the potential for a breakup, abandonment, feeling not good enough. I got the 9 of Cups next. This is a Pisces energy. This is a step backwards from the 10 of Cups. So this is a singles energy. This is like emotionally single, emotionally independent, or emotionally by myself. It's also a card of personal happiness and personal wish fulfillment. So this is one of those cards where like at the early stage when I don't have a lot of context yet, flip a coin on whether this is going to be good news or bad news here. Like in the positive sense, the 9 of Cups can be like, I'm happy in and of myself. I don't need this external person to show up and quote, make me happy. Can't even happen that way. Like happiness comes from inside yourself. It's chemicals that you create in your body that have an effect on your mind. And this can be that energy of understanding that and knowing that my happiness doesn't come from an external person or thing. It comes from inside of me. So this can be self-love. This can be really positive energy in that sense. I know everyone's goal is the 10 of Cups, but in reality, the 9 of Cups should be the goal because you can't make it to the 10 of Cups until you get to the 9 first. And when you're in the 9, that's how you attract to you another person that is also in the 9. And they don't need you emotionally any more than you need them. But when you start pouring yourselves into each other, that's what makes the cups overflow. And that's how you get to the 10th cup. That's the positive sense of it. The negative sense is it can be someone who's pretty self-centered and it's like me, myself, and I, and my own personal happiness is like super high importance to me. Like my own happiness is more important than yours. Like what I want is more important than you want. So you could be dealing with someone that's kind of smug in that sense. It could just be that they have a choice to make here. Like, is this going to lead to my personal happiness or do I have to walk away from it? That could be the choice point that they're at here. And we get the 2 of Swords next, which is Libra energy. Again, it's a 2, it's a decision, but this is a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. The person on the card's blindfolded, so that can represent not having enough information to be able to make the decision, which is why it hasn't been made. But that blindfold can just as easily represent a person wearing blinders. In other words, there's something that they don't want to see, something they don't want to look at, and resisting it and being in denial about it is preventing them from making a decision that they need to make. Sometimes, though, I'll get this when it's not really their decision, it's your decision, and they feel like kind of powerless in the equation here. It's looking like we've had some sort of trouble here between the two of you. Let's take a look at this person's thinking about you, Leo. What's this person thinking about Leo in March 2025, please? What are their thoughts about Leo? Well, I got a lot of, look at all the cards trying to get away from me. I about lost half the deck right there. Come here. Let's get one more. What are they thinking about Leo, please? Okay, we'll take an extra one again. Oh man, oh man. Underlying their thinking, Leo, the Fool. This is the first card of the Major Arcana, card 0. It's the first card of the whole tarot deck, so this is a legitimate new beginning at something, starting at the beginning where I don't know what all the steps are first. I don't know what the end result is going to be. This is about just having that blind faith to say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to leap off this cliff, and I'm going to worry about growing wings on my way down. I'll figure this out as I go along here. Now, on the negative side, this can represent someone displaying foolish behavior or taking an unnecessary risk or taking a risk outside of a connection here. That's probably what's going on. Oh, damn. I got the 7 of Swords behind it. This is Aquarius energy. This is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind someone's back, trying to get away with something that I shouldn't be trying to get away with. Damn, damn, damn. I'm not feeling this here, Leo. It's not the only meaning of the card. Like, sometimes this can represent self-preservation, as in I don't want to be hurt, which is why the dude on the card is stealing these swords. He doesn't want the swords used against him. He doesn't want to be hurt by the swords, so he's stealing them to make sure that can't happen. He's stealing 5 of the 7 swords, and the 5 of Swords, we've already mentioned it when I saw the 6 of Swords underlying their feelings. Like, something painful has already happened between the two of you. So this is them probably not wanting to be hurt, but it can also represent that there is some sort of a betrayal happening here, especially when I've got the Fool with it and kind of what I'm seeing out here in their thinking. Also, there's 2 swords being left behind, so another meaning to this card is leaving something behind. It's interesting to note that the 2 of Swords is what's being left behind, some sort of a decision that hasn't been made yet. Right behind this deceptive energy, I've got this Queen of Pentacles again, which is Capricorn energy. Like I said, this is a wife type of an energy. It's usually like centerpiece of the home or the family. It can be like a mother or a wife or a very committed person that I'm trying to build my life around kind of an energy. And this idea of taking a pause, taking a break, trying to calm my mind down, trying to stabilize my thinking so I can figure out what to do here. Okay. When I look at their thinking about you, Leo, Ace of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, 3 of Swords. Very interesting. In their feelings, I have 2 2s, and now in their thinking, I have 2 3s. This Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning. It's a new beginning in passion and desire. This usually represents the spark of a new connection here. I do have right above that a choice about what is it that I actually want for my life and which of these 2 paths is going to get me there and which one do I leave behind. Well, it's looking like we're coming down to a choice being made on that thing. Now, this is also the phallic symbol of the tarot deck, so it represents the male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what and sexual energy and all that fun stuff. So we could have someone here that's sparked up a new connection and that's on their mind right now. This can also represent trying to re-spark a connection, you know, like if something has fizzled out between the 2 of you and there's been some sort of a breakup. I keep seeing this 4 of Swords, this pause. Like sometimes when people break up, they don't officially label it a breakup because they don't want it to be permanent. So they'll say things like we're on a break or we're taking a time out or we're taking some time by ourselves. I do have 2 going down to 1 here. This could be them wanting to re-spark the connection, but it also could be them thinking about some other connection that's been sparked up. Next, I have 10 of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. This is like most people's goal in the physical world. This is maximum stability and abundance and prosperity. It's also the combining together of two people or two families and all their assets and resources in order to build this stable, abundant, prosperous home life. Like combining lives together, living together. I get this card when people are married, living together, engaged, or kind of going down that path. But right above it is the Five of Pentacles, which is half of that energy here. So that's two columns in a row here. I'm going from the 2 down to the 1, which is half of the energy. And now I'm going the 10 and the 5. There's half of the energy again. Now, granted, they're in the opposite order this time. This is a combined together life. And I don't know if they're trying to re-spark that right now, or if during the middle of a combined together life, there's this other thing going on here. This doesn't make me feel any better about it. 3 of Cups is Cancer energy. This has got two meanings. This is either about being united and celebrating, or even reunited and celebrating, like getting back together. Or the other meaning to this is it can be a third-party love triangle, because we have 3 cups of love in the picture here. It's tied to personal happiness and wish fulfillment. So again, I don't know if there's been a breakup and this person's personal happiness is tied to getting back together with you, or if this person's personal happiness has led them to go down a different path here and spark up something new and bring some third party in while the two of you are building a life together, having combined together lives. Final card in there thinking about you, Leo, is the 3 of Swords. This is more Libra energy. This is heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. Now, the third energy is not always a romantic third party. It totally can be, but it's not always. Sometimes it's nosy friends or family members or neighbors or co-workers, someone that's not you, or this person sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, causing some kind of a problem. It can be that. Working too much can be that third energy. Geographic distance, a drinking problem, watching too much Netflix, partying too much, like any number of things can be this third energy. But we got something external going on here that is affecting the both of you. There's some decision that needs to be made that hasn't been made yet. This is looking an awful lot like we've got a breakup and some other person here, and potentially contemplating like getting back together or going with the new route. I'm not sure yet here. Let's take a look at what their intentions are towards you, Leo. And what are this person's intentions toward Leo in March 2025, please? Okay, we're taking an extra one yet again. Person's giving me all kinds of extra cards here. Normally I get 3 and I've gotten 4 every time for them. Underlying their intentions, the Hermit. This is the Virgo Major Arcana card. I mentioned this when I was talking about the 4 of Swords. It's the Minor Arcana version of the Hermit. This is usually withdrawal and isolation. So that means like communication shutting down, or if it's not shut down completely, it's different than it used to be, like shorter and like fewer and farther between. This is not a voluntary kind of an energy. People don't wake up one day and go, oh, I think it's time to go into hermit mode. Like something happens and it forces you into hermit mode. Usually like the Tower, 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, death, something big happens. 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups, all that kind of stuff can force a person into hermit mode. But this is about going deep inside themselves and doing some deep inner reflection, some soul searching, some deep contemplation, trying to figure out what to do moving forward from here. This is usually a person who's looking at themselves for what adjustments do I need to make about me so that I can move forward the way that I want to. I get this card a lot when someone gets ghosted, or when someone does not have closure on whatever has happened here. doing some deep contemplation about you, it would look like. I got King of Wands underneath it. That's some Leo energy. I guess sometimes it can be Sagittarius energy depending on what school of thought you come from. But this is a bold, passionate, fiery, determined person that knows exactly what he wants. He doesn't take no for an answer. He doesn't let little obstacles and challenges stop him. This is like very driven, motivated, passionate, determined energy. Kind of like, I'm going to find a way to get what I want, or I'm going to make a way to get what I want. Now, it is also the pinnacle of the wand suit. And like I said, the wand is the phallic symbol of the deck. So this is not just a person who's driven and motivated in the normal sense of things. It's someone who's also very driven and motivated by their wand, by passion, by desire, by sexual energy. And right behind that, I have the Knight of Wands, the player of the tarot deck. This is very fast-moving energy. It's someone rushing forward, taking this rapid, passionate action on something there's a lot of passion and desire for. It's also sometimes called the player of the tarot deck. It can be that really wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth kind of an energy. A person who comes rushing in and tells you everything that you want to hear so they can get what they want, but then they rush off someplace else and do that same routine there, and then they can come back and forth playing both sides of the fence. This can represent someone who's like non-committal in the sense of like they say they want something and at first they're really gung-ho about it and they're saying all the right things and taking all the right actions, but then suddenly out of nowhere, like they switch and they go a different direction. So can't stay fully committed to what I said I wanted, kind of a thing. Yeah, and then I got Nine of Pentacles right behind that. This is Virgo energy. This is another singles energy. We've already seen the Nine of Cups. It's a step back from the Ten of Cups where we're emotionally together. And now I've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is a step back from this Ten of Pentacles, where this is being physically together and this is being physically by myself, physically independent. Like I don't need you to physically or financially take care of me. I can do that all on my own. This doesn't necessarily mean the person wants to be single. It doesn't actually even mean that they are single. In fact, most of the time when I get this card, especially when it's got something like this with it, Three of Swords, Three of Cups, Ace of Wands out here, and the Fool that we've seen, a lot of times this is a person who's not single, but they're kind of presenting themselves in the physical world as if they are single. Doing some deep soul searching and inner reflection about what to do moving forward here. And I'm not sure if this is them intending to be driven and motivated by passion and desire, or if that's what they're feeling about you here, but this is in their intentions. So this is looking like figuring out, do I want to be single or do I want to be with Leo, and keep flip-flopping back and forth between the two things is what that's looking like to me. Which is probably why I'm seeing these two choices at the beginning, especially this one that hasn't been made yet for some reason. When I look at their actual intentions for March 2025, Leo, I get the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the World, and the Emperor. Seven of Cups is Scorpio energy. This is options and choices and confusion about the options and choices. There's a lot of cups here. There's a lot of different ways this situation could play itself out. There's a lot of emotions involved here. And this is about someone not wanting to pick the wrong cup and make some kind of a mistake that they regret later. The clouds of smoke can represent clouded judgment, clouded decision making, like clouded vision, like not being able to fully see everything. Sometimes the clouds of smoke can represent someone blowing a smoke screen, trying to cover up their options or cover up the fact that they have options. This could just be someone is emotionally confused with what to do, but then again, in this column, I've got a choice about what do I desire, and then there's some passionate new beginning taking place here. This could be your person having options, Leo. I don't see why someone would intend to stay confused about their options, but I could see why someone may intend to obscure their options and hide their options, or the fact that they do have them. Next, I have the Seven of Wands, which is Leo energy. This is a defensive energy. This is defending their position on something, defending their stance on something, being willing to fight to protect something that's important to them, something that they desire, that they want. Notice all the external energy coming at the person, and they're trying to like defend against it and block it off. So this can be like a blocking kind of an energy. It can also just represent someone willing to fight for what it is that they want, or willing to fight for the connection. I do have breakup and combined together life here. So I don't know if this is them intending to obscure your vision and not be able to see their options, and then maybe being defensive about that, or them wanting to fight for this combined together life against this breakup here. I've got the World next, which is the final card of the major arcana. In terms of zodiac signs, it's the 4 fixed signs: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. This is the ending of a cycle, and at the same time, the beginning of the next cycle, starting back over at the Fool. So this is an ending and a new beginning happening at the same time. We have already seen the Fool, so we've got some full cycle playing out here between the two of you. I got personal happiness and wish fulfillment tied to this idea of being united or reunited, and maybe wanting to end the cycle of being apart and get back together. But then I could also view this as someone whose personal happiness and wish fulfillment is kind of leading the way here, and that's led them to a third cup of love, and this could be the ending of a cycle between the two of you and the beginning of some other cycle. I think your person isn't sure what to do, and they're probably being a little defensive. I've got the Emperor as their final card in their intentions, Aries major arcana energy. This is an energy of taking control, taking charge of a situation. This is a master manifester in the sense of it's someone who has all the tools and abilities and resources to put together a plan to get what they want, and then execute that plan to get what they want. Again, another very like driven, motivated energy. This is usually the person who's calling the shots, who's making the rules, who's setting the boundaries on things. And I don't know if this is them intending to like take control here and ending a cycle where they've been confused and defensive and now maybe starting to take control. I do have a choice that they need to make, and some heartbreaking thing happening here with what's looking like a third energy. At this point, it looks like they have not decided on which direction they're going to go in. And they're intending to keep things a little clouded and end something and start something new and be in control. But let's take a look at what their most likely actions are actually going to be here in March 2025, Leo. What's going on with this person's most likely actions in March 2025? I wonder if I have one flipped over in the deck here. That felt funny. I guess not. Let's get one more. What are this person's most likely actions going to be toward Leo? Underlying their most likely actions, 8 of Cups. Pisces energy. This is emotionally detaching and then physically detaching and walking away. The person in the card is walking away from 8 full cups of love, and they're doing that because they believe there's something better out there for them. They're not fully happy with what they've got, and they believe that there is something better. So this is about the difficult, conscious decision to walk away from what I have, to go down this brand new path, looking for my 9th and my 10th cup. I've got the 9th cup out here, not the 10th. Sometimes this is someone thinking that the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence, and they got to go find out if it is. Another 8 right behind it. So I've got 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 7s, and now 2 8s. Like, that's incredibly, like, what are the odds of that, you know? Like, this is Gemini energy of grinding on something in my mind over and over and over again, like being stuck in my head about something. The person on the card is blindfolded, which means they can't see everything. They don't have all the information available to them. And this is about not wanting to step in the wrong spot and make some kind of a mistake again. So that's twice now I've referenced them not wanting to make a mistake. But this is like not being sure what to do, not sure what's the safe move to make, what's the correct move to make, not sure which cup should I pick, which of these options should I go with. And it's like feeling stuck and trapped and blocked, which is why they're probably overthinking something and stuck in their head. Like, do I detach and walk away or not? The Empress is right behind that. This is the mother of the tarot deck. She's always pregnant, so she's always giving birth to something. In a relationship reading, she represents the birth of something new, like the birth of a new relationship. Sometimes it can represent rebirthing a relationship that's kind of died, but I'm feeling like we got some other person is involved here now. Like, I got Ace of Wands, Three of Cups, Three of Swords, options, maybe clouding your vision here, defensive energy, and then taking control and setting some kind of boundaries here. Looking like detaching and walking away, but then thinking about it a lot after that. Is this looking like maybe a breakup has already happened, and then after the fact, like they start second guessing what they've done here? When I look at their most likely actions, Judgment, the Moon, Six of Wands. Judgment is the most powerful decision card in the deck. This is passing a final verdict and judgment on something in a relationship reading. This is a decision about the relationship, and either A, we're calling it dead and over with and there's no coming back from it, or B, this is about resurrecting it, like bringing it back to life, calling it back from the dead, and then transforming it so that it's never going to be the same again. This looks like someone who has someone else available to them, and I don't know that they're able to decide yet based on, like, do I go that direction or do I stay with you and try to re-spark this thing? It looks like they're likely to make that decision, though. And it's looking almost like they're going to detach and walk away and go down this new path. I've got the Moon here next, which is fear, worry, and anxiety, usually from uncertainty. Like when the moon's out, it's dark outside. You can't see the full path in front of you. It's really easy to get mixed up and not be sure, is this the right path for me or not? Was this even the right path for me to begin with? Did I make a wrong turn? Should I go back? Like, that level of uncertainty and not being able to see everything is enough to give you fear, worry, and anxiety. However, this can also represent something being hidden in the dark or some secret being kept. I've got two cards right here around this decision, like clouding things up so you can't see, hiding something in the dark. Related to this decision, also defensiveness tied to this idea of options and something secret, something being hidden. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Maybe this is them wanting to fight off the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. This person has got me a little bit confused. They seem all over the place here, like super, super undecided. I've got Six of Wands as their final card in their most likely actions. This is Leo energy. This is like successful forward movement. It's an energy of recognition, though. So sometimes this is them being recognized for something. If they're keeping a secret, this would be them getting recognized for that, even though they're being defensive about it. This can also just be like them recognizing something either about you or this connection or themselves, and whatever they're recognizing is allowing forward movement to happen. There's this decision about some heartbreaking thing and this idea of taking control of it in an empty spot here, like a void, a gap in the information. I've got a decision that you probably don't know about, them moving forward, but what they're moving forward toward, I don't know, because again, there's a hole there. There's a gap in the information. I'm not 100% convinced your person knows what the hell they're doing either. Hence all this like stuck in their head, grinding in circles about it. Emotional confusion is out here. This is probably a case where they've got their personal happiness tied to two different things that are like, I can't have both of them at the same time, and I have to pick one, and I don't know which one to pick. It's looking like going down the path toward the new thing that's getting birthed here, and maybe them trying to like block you from being able to see that. You take it however it resonates for you, Leo. Like, this person seems like they're all over the place from one minute to the next. So let's get you some advice on how to navigate the situation you're finding yourself in with this person here in March 2025. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, how you should play it so things work out in the way that's best for you and your own greatest good. So what's the advice for Leo on how to navigate this situation here in March 2025 with this person, please? Back here. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I got way too many swords out there. 4 of these 5 advice cards are swords. On the bottom of the deck, what's underlying your advice? Page of Wands. Pages are messengers, so this is news and messages and communications about passion and desire. So this can be passionate messages. This can be like expressing interest, expressing desire, talking about what it is that I want. It's also the minor arcana version of the Fool. We already saw the Fool and the underlying energy in their feelings, and that's like taking that blind leap of faith where it's like, screw it, I'm leaping off the cliff and I'll worry about growing wings on the way down. Well, this is a much more toned down version of that energy. This is someone who has the willingness to take the very first steps down this brand new path towards something that there's passion and desire for. Not really someone who's going to just willy-nilly go leaping off cliffs, though. Passionate messages, options and choices, confusion about the options and choices here. The 7 of Cups, we've already got that out here in your person's intentions. Clouding things up. And then the Hermit, we already saw this too. This is Virgo's major arcana card. Withdrawal, isolation, getting ghosted, like communication shutting down, not having closure on something. This is about doing some soul searching and some deep inner reflection. It's looking inside yourself for what adjustments do I make about me so things can move forward the way that I want. 9 of Cups, personal happiness, personal wish fulfillment. Again, singles energy. This is almost like, I don't know if this is telling you what to do or if this is talking to me about what they're doing here. Hopefully that becomes more clear as we go along. When I look at your actual advice, Leo, 9 of Wands, Knight of Swords, 2 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords. 9 of Wands is Sagittarius energy. This is a defensive energy. This is being like walled off and defensive. It's also an energy of healing. This is the wounded warrior, and he's built this wall around himself as a way to protect himself. It's like a defense mechanism so I don't get hurt. It can sometimes just represent a barrier that's being placed in your way. The thing about the defense mechanisms, if this is you being defensive about something, okay, if you've been hurt, the defense mechanism is okay as a tool to use. But like any other tool, you got to put it back when you're done with it. Like, you don't get the lawnmower out and cut the grass and then take it in the house with you, and then take it to the grocery store with you, and then take it to the gym with you, and then take it to bed with you. You don't carry the lawnmower everywhere you go. You use it and then you put it back when you're done with it. And that's the same way you got to treat the wall. There's like some advice in this. And if you're walled off and defensive as a way to protect yourself, like the wall is just some sticks in the ground. It's not really going to protect you the way you think it's going to, but it has the potential to become a really good fence to keep you walled off away from the thing that you actually want. So it's fine to have your defenses up about something. Just make sure you put the defenses away when you're done with them. Don't carry the wall with you everywhere you go, because you can't be in a happy, loving relationship if you're constantly worried about protecting yourself. The only way to like let love in is to expose yourself. And this is someone hiding behind their wall here, probably not wanting to get hurt. And I don't know if this is you, Leo, or if this is talking to you about why your person is acting the way they're acting here. I got the Knight of Swords next, fastest knight in the deck. This is rushing forward, taking this rapid, decisive action on something. It's usually a person who doesn't think about it first. Like they just rush off and they do it, and they didn't think first. They just do it, and then they don't think about it until after it's already done. And now it's too late to think about it anymore. You can be like spur of the moment, spontaneous, like impulsive kind of a decision maker. This is like reactionary kind of an energy. It's not someone who's like thinking things through first. It's someone who just kind of like snap reacts. That could be a barrier that's in the way here. It could have been we had a breakup and that was like out of left field. Like nobody saw that coming, not part of the plan, just something happened. Maybe your defense mechanism got tripped off and boom. I got Two of Swords next, which is out here in your person's energy, a decision that needs made that's not being made. It's actually central to your advice. This is the only Two of Swords I've ever seen where the person on the card is not blindfolded. That means that you now see here. You have access to the information now. So you're not going into the decision blind with not enough info. You don't have the blinders on. This is you very clearly seeing what's in front of you and making a decision now with all the information. I got the Ten of Swords next, which is Gemini energy. This is a swift, painful ending. This is sometimes an ending you don't see coming, hence the swords in the back. Sometimes this is an ending in betrayal, but no matter what, this is an ending of some kind. And it's looking like one that came really fast. And again, it feels like here it felt like we had a choice to make, and then there's breakup, and at the end of that is like indecisiveness. It's kind of hard to be indecisive after the decision has been made. So this feels like second guessing to me. And this feels like I was hurt, snap reacted at something, didn't see it clearly at the time, things ended, and now that I do see clearly, now I'm in this Gemini energy of being stuck in my head, grinding on it, thinking about it, second guessing it, going over it again and again and again. Still got this blindfold on though. There's still some element here that you're not seeing, and this is about not wanting to step in the wrong spot and make a mistake, and not being sure what's the correct move to make, and not wanting to make a mistake, and not being able to quit thinking about it here. I saw that in your person's energy and what they're most likely to do. It's underlying this detached feeling, this potential to walk away, grinding on something. I don't know if you guys had a breakup and this is all about maybe wanting to get back together, and they're unclear and uncertain about whether we can move forward, and maybe they're feeling like you are the one that is in control of that and not them. That could be why the decision isn't made here, and there's this heartbreaking thing. It's like you being in control of the decision. That's kind of what it's looking like, although for somebody there is a third party here, and I'm hoping that's not for you, Leo.